Okay, hi Jamie. I feel that you are probably following Arnau, no? I guess. If not, just correct me. If you have done this by yourself, congratulations. If you're following Arnau, I really need to know if you understand what you're doing, because otherwise you're just copying with no understanding, and this is not good. But what you tell me. Definitely, I will go for a bluish light, and in this case, or a turquoise light, something very luminous. Luminosity is a concept that we must differentiate from brightness. Luminosity, it's a property of the colors and pigments, and is how much light a color of a specific pigment throw through his characteristics or personality, let's say. While brightness is how bright is a color, how close is to black and white. This color is very luminous. It has a lot of luminosity. It's intense. It matches really well with the idea of an artificial light or a magical light or something like this. The same as these colors, these colors, these colors. While this color is not as luminous, however, is the same level of saturation and brightness. Brightness is this. Saturation is this. So I don't know how to call it, like luminosity is related with the color. Like for example, a green, this green is less luminous than this green. This yellow is more luminous than this yellow or this green, right? Depending on how you see it on your screen. And this blue is a pretty nice, intense, vibrant, and luminous color. So we'll go for something like this because I think it looks very spectral and interesting. You know, I think that this could be a color that works really well for the glowing effect, but you can choose anything else if you don't like this color. How I will do that? Well, I will do it with airbrush, an airbrush that will start from the top and will spread, hitting all these elements. And then with the brush, I will clearly draw rim lights or volumes where light could hit without following necessarily, like a realistic decision. No, it could be something aesthetical. Like this, you see that they have divided in two. Why? Because it looks nice. There is not any other reason. I will also concentrate the color here. If you see that your color appears too gray, it's because the color that you're using either is not vibrant or intense enough, or that the colors that are behind are absorbing too much. So that means that you are not going to create the glowing effect enough. What can you do? You can paint all those drawings, all those patterns first with white, and then filter the turquoise on top. Something like this, to me, it will look fantastic. This will be my choice if I were painting the box art, which is not the case, so maybe you are following some other colors, but I think that this will look really nice. For example, the nose is not that you have to paint the tip of the nose, is that you have to paint it from below. So the lower plane will receive this blue, right? Something like this. Also, you can add some brush strokes around here, following the feathers lines structure. This could look like fantastic, sincerely. The gems will receive a lot of blue light, while on porous elements like the bone, I will apply it more washed, like a wash, because it has to be more subtle, because it's porous and it won't reflect in the same way unless you are painting edges. So this will be what I will do, something like this. Why I do the effect so strong right now, and then with airbrush you can make it softer take care with no losing the definition, with not losing the definition. But this glowing effect can be a mixture of brush and then airbrush again to blend a little bit. If you blend it completely, you lose the comic effect or the illustration effect. It should be something similar to this. Could be a little bit around here. Well, I mean, how much you spread it is a little bit up to you. Something like this will look nice. Also, it will travel. If this is a belt, that I don't know what is this, but probably light will also hit here a little bit, maybe on these wrinkles a little bit, something like that. And the rest should be considerably darker, as you have done it already, which is nice. I will definitely increase the darkness around here. Blend this well. Don't let this grainy feeling to happen, right? And on the lower part with the jeans and this tabard or whatever, I will be probably very basic. Something like this to take a green that separates a little bit from what we already have. I will be very subtle with this, only to rescue some of the fold movement. So something like this, not much, maybe even lower. Here in the pants that they look like kind of like leather pants or something like this. I don't know what kind of leather pants you like. My dirty friend. You like leather, huh? Anyway, sorry. Stupidity sometimes happen. And I will definitely highlight this subtly. Here you can do it with glazes, so concentrate layer by layer, or you can take the risk to do it with solid color if you don't go too far away, because then you can filter again, ideally with a brush, to reduce a little bit. So no more than this. Something like this will be more than enough. I will not add too much detail on the arms. However, you can go for some textures or things like this, especially on the upper planes of the arms. Following this as well, here. This is noise, to make something interesting, up to you. And then definitely all those rhythms of color that looks that you have copied him, because this is not your brushstroke. This looks like his brushstroke. Maybe I'm wrong, but you need to make it more solid. This color has to be more more solid, like more paste, more well placed, not so grainy. So now it's a work of blending basically, and the work will be done, or almost done. And then on the upper part of the face, we could go for a color more alive, something like a vibrant flesh tone like this, and we can rescue something like this. Or if you want to be more exaggerated with the glowing, you can filter the turquoise later on the face, but this will make it more difficult, so up to you. This is what I will be aiming for if I were you. Okay, bro, I hope this is useful. Try to reach to that point without asking Arnau, because we want to see, or I want to see how far you can go by yourself, which, don't get me wrong, is perfectly fine that you ask Arnau, and surely he is a great teacher and definitely one of the best painters. But if you just copy it, probably you will not learn as much as you can than if you reinterpret by yourself. With the sketch that you have done, it's already going somewhere. It already works. But now you need to focus on what is the most important part. The most important part is two things: the high contrast, well, three, the desaturation of all the elements, and the saturation and high and vibrant contrast of the spell, because here the main character is the spell. even more than the elf. Anyway, brother, it looks fantastic. He's going somewhere really quickly. Glad to see that.